This is a very sad story. It's one of the saddest stories that I have ever covered on my channel. But I feel that it was very important to cover this story because many of us as parents and grandparents living at home with teenagers will feel some kind of connection to the root of this story. And you'll also be shocked when you hear this story. So please keep watching. When we were growing up, we were not the kind of kids to disrespect our parents or our grandparents or any elders. And definitely not the type to think about killing them because they took away some of our privileges or because they asked us to do a task that we don't want to do or even because they demanded certain things from us. We had to respect our elders. Whether we like their decisions or not, we have to respect them. This story is about a 14-year-old boy who ended the life of his parents, both parents, and you will be shocked when you hear why he did it. Sit back, guys. Let's dig deeper into this story. Welcome back, my people. Thank you for your support. And if this is your first time stumbling across this channel, hello, welcome, welcome. I would love to have your company. My name is Joy. And on this channel, we share real stories, real experiences of immigrants in the diaspora. So if you are interested in hearing those stories, please subscribe to my channel so I can continue to bring you more of these stories. Turn on your notification bell so you won't miss my next post. Now, let's unpack this story. A tragic double murder story has rocked the Middleborough community in Florida, United States of America. Police said that a 14-year-old boy shot and killed both his parents during a domestic dispute. Yes, guys, a domestic dispute. You know, you argue with your children, right? It happens in every home with teenagers, nowadays teenagers. Because when we were growing up, we couldn't challenge our parents or our elders. But teenagers nowadays will challenge your decisions. They will challenge your house rules because they feel that they're becoming of age and they need to exercise their own authorities. It might be something so simple and they will lose their minds and end up making erratic decisions like these, decisions that will send them to prison, some of them for the rest of their lives. The Clayton County Sheriff Office responded to the scene following a chilling 911 call from the 14-year-old who identified himself as Trevor Lee. Sheriff Michelle Cook said that Trevor Lee called 911. 911 is the U.S. Emergency Service for those of you who don't know. So Trevor Lee called 911 to report that he just shot his mom and his dad and that he wants to surrender himself and is at the local church. The deputies quickly located him and took him into custody without incident. So he did not resist arrest. He did not fight. He peacefully surrendered himself. As I said at the beginning of this video, that this is a very heartbreaking story, whether you know this family or not. If you have a heart, it will shake you to the core. It really will. But let me just say this. A lot of us are raising troubled kids and we don't even know it. The way that we were raised, we would be deprived of a lot of things. We would get beaten for punishment. Yes. And some of us told ourselves that we would never do that to our children. So our children grow up without an authority or without an healthy dose of fear. Healthy dose of fear. I am sure for a lot of us when we were growing up, and I'm not even old, so I'm not talking about 50s, 60s, or 70s, all that time. But when we were growing up, for a lot of us, our parents and our grandparents, they didn't have to hit us. Just the look, and we know what that means. We couldn't disrespect them. We couldn't talk back at them. We couldn't walk away while they're talking to us, slamming doors, rolling our eyes, and the list goes on. We couldn't do those things. But nowadays, some parents, I will not generalize, but some parents are raising their children to speak their minds. You know, they're saying that I'm not going to stop my child from speaking up. And now we have children that argues back with their parents and challenge every word that their parents or grandparents or elders say. Children who don't know what no means. So the first time you tell them no, they want to kill you because they don't know what no means. They've never been told, no, you can't do something, you can't have something, can't go there. No, they've never been told that. So the first time that they're told no, they want to kill you. So according to the police department, Deputy Sheriff said that the boy called in and said, I have killed my mom and my dad and I want to turn myself in, and that they can pick him up at the local church. So they quickly located him and brought him into custody. When the deputies arrived at the family home, they discovered the bodies of his mother, 45-year-old Brandy Smith, and his father, 44-year-old David Lee. Both parents have suffered gunshot wounds. It is said that Brandy Smith, the boy's mother, is a Jamaican national living in the United States. Preliminary investigations indicate that the shooting was as a result of an argument. And according to what the 14-year-old had told the police, that him and his parents had an argument the day before. So the argument was not on the day of the shooting, it was the day before. But the 14-year-old, the teenager, was still angry the following day, to the extent where he made such an erratic decision. Police said that the weapon that was used belonged to the parents, and after he did the shooting, he left the weapon at the scene and went to the church, the local church, where he asked them to pick him up. Authorities are now diving into the 14-year-old's background to try to piece together the puzzle to find out what could have led this 14-year-old to commit such a crime. So they're trying to find out whether, for example, was he bullied at school? Was he ever being diagnosed with any mental health problems? Any abuse? What kind of child was he? Etc. So they're trying to find out what could have led this young man, this 14-year-old, to pull the gun and kill his parents. Because it is not normal. It is not normal for a child to have an argument with their parents and end up taking their parents' life. It's not normal. Sheriff Cook is urging anyone with any information that could assist with the investigations to contact the Clayton County Sheriff Office. The community is in mourning. They are mourning the tragic loss of 2 lives in what officials are calling one of the most heartbreaking cases that they have ever encountered. This story is so very sad. So school in Florida will resume in August. So in a few days, school in Florida will resume. So now instead of this young man, this teenager, this 14-year-old, instead of him going back to school, he will be going behind bars. According to the media, a family member of the boy said that Trevor is a good kid. He's also a straight-A student. Straight-A student. So very intelligent boy. So what could have driven a good kid, a straight-A student, to do this? Trevor was taken into custody. He's charged with killing both his parents. What they were arguing about, we don't know, and we might never find out. When the 14-year-old called 911 and stated that he had done this to his parents and that he was waiting at the local church, which is about a mile away, it is said, from his home, during that call, he also stated that he needed to pray and that he was asking the dispatcher to also pray for him as well. Lord have mercy. Authorities are still deciding whether this teenager, this 14-year-old, will be charged as an adult or as a juvenile. Loved ones have expressed shock. They have described the family as a loving family and that Trevor is a good kid. The next court hearing date is scheduled for August 13 in Clayton County in Florida. This is one of the saddest stories that I have spoken about, and we're going to stay close to this story. This story means a lot to a lot of people, wherever you live in the world. As parents and grandparents, The mother is also a Jamaican national living in the US. What are your views about this story? Please leave me a comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on that notification so you'll see when I post the next video.